We already started breaking down camp, but this was our great little stealth spot last night. So we gotta hurry up and get moving. Good morning. We broke down camp, and these are our views. Pretty. Thank you, Lord, for this beautiful day. The temperature feels great right now, and we are making our way up Mount Moriah. We're hoping that this is not too difficult. We have climbed this mountain in the past, but of course, it was not in this direction or on this trail. That super pointy one we think is Madison. So we came over all of those and we're continuing to climb. We just came under a tree back there, and
here we are.
This trail has gotten easier. Watch your head on these pokey things. This trail's definitely not as steep and dangerous as last night's trail, but it is definitely overgrown and has a ton of trees down that we have to go over under. So we're still moving along at a little faster, but not too fast of a pace. It has definitely helped that most of the rocks aren't wet this morning. There are just a few wet rocks, a few muddy spots like that. But it hasn't been as steep and challenging as yesterday's descent, so we're thankful for that. But it is hard when you have to go over or under a tree. That's tricky. I also realize it's hard for people to get out here with equipment to take care of those big trees. Not easy to cut through a tree with an axe. All right, here we are. This is the shelter that we had kind of thought that we might be able to get to. We thought we would get to this shelter last night, but Rattle River Shelter, probably would have been full anyway, but we would have tented around here. However, here's the white blaze, you guys. Anyway, we quickly realized the terrain yesterday was just, with some lunch breaks and rest breaks, it was just not happening last night. So anyway, there's that shelter. Now we're on our way out to Route 2. I hear there's a great hostel down here. Jeff's gonna stay at it, take a 0, but we are just in let's finish mode. So as much as we're tired and we probably should take a 0, or you could use a 0, we just don't feel like we can. We just want to keep moving and keep pushing, and we want to finish. We have family visiting at the end of the month, and we really just want to see people get home and be around everyone while everyone's there. So we're pushing. This terrain is going to be really nice for the next mile or two, so we might try to jog it.
right. What an inspiration they are to me as they hike the trail. So you're going to be ahead of me. I'm taking 2 days here.
Yeah.
So you're going to be ahead of me. Send me pictures. I told your mom, send me pictures.
Yeah.
Keep in touch. You know, I'm proud of all of you. Anybody back there?
Ben is.
There was one. There got to be one. What's up, buddy? How are you? Cover up. I know you're cold.
All right, we love you. We're proud of you.
We'll see you.
Route 2 in Gorham. Auntie Debbie and Auntie Amy came and we did laundry, resupply, ate an amazing breakfast, and then ate ice cream. Oh my gosh. We are stuffed and we are excited because we finally have rain covers for our packs. Yeah, and it's actually drizzling kind of right now. It's spitting on us. Asher has hiked this whole trail with a 4-pound Osprey pack, and he is going to finish the last 200 or so miles with a nice ULA better fitting pack. How's it feel?
Feels a lot better.
Feels a lot better? It only took 1,850 miles of that big 4-pound pack. All right, so we are just about ready. Let's say a prayer and hit the trail. We're gonna road walk for a few miles, or for a few minutes. I'm not sure how far. And get back into the woods. Righty, here we go. Walking along the road, getting back to the next trailhead. So nice of Auntie Debbie and Auntie Amy. Thank you! Thank you! Such a blessing, so much help. We got laundry done. They filled our bellies. And off we go. So there's the hostel. We just waved to some people that are sitting, hanging behind it. It's a good stop for a lot of people. Gave Jeff a final wave and some other people that are there. And we're getting back on because we are focused on the finish.
Focused on the finish.
Here we go. See what we can do.
Minus 12 days.
Let's see. It's incredibly aggressive. We're fully loaded right now. We're pretty heavy.
Yeah.
And
Only excitement. I feel like we try to push to the beginning of the 100-mile wilderness, then resupply again. It's only 150.
I definitely have a good amount of food, that's for sure.
It's only 150 miles. 5 days. No, I'm just kidding. Like 6 or 7. But
We'll see what we can do. These are still going to be some tough miles coming up.
tough.
Got to get out of New Hampshire and through southern Maine.
Once we get to the beginning of the 100-mile wilderness, it's nice and flat till Katahdin.
Okay. Passing by this hydro station, I saw that porta potty and I was like, hey, there's a porta potty. Then I realized it was behind the closed gate. It's funny what you get excited for these days. It's not a bear, it's not a moose, but look at how big and fat this caterpillar is.
That is the biggest caterpillar I've ever seen.
Me too. We should probably get out of the road. He's big. Like,
put my finger
yeah,
next
he's
to him.
like the size of a finger. He might be even, he's thicker than Elliot's finger. And that big.
It doesn't show it on the
We
camera.
have never seen one quite that big. So, how about that?
Can we move him off the road?
You can, yeah. You want to save him? Go ahead.
How do I do this?
Put him on the side.
Do I pick him up? Pick him up?
Yeah. There we go. Good. He's safe on the side of the road. Thank you. Good job, Elliot.
Yep.
Elliot is the, what do you say, frogs and what else?
Caterpillars.
Caterpillars. From the trail. right, this is pretty cool. AT, moving on this way. So, one of the things that Auntie Debbie and Auntie Amy were helping us with is they got our rain covers from Dad, and we're using them immediately. It's not bad out here. It's just drizzling. It's actually quite humid, but it's drizzling, so hat covers are getting used straight away.
Yep.
And we are going up to a view.
2.6, 1,800.
1,800. Woo! This is a little bit of a climb then.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go.
Steep climb right up and down.
Okay, here we are. We're at a view. I think where elevation is like 2,500. We just pushed up from the road. We got some cool mountains through the trees there. Most of the view's kind of tree covered, but we got some nice rocks here to sit down on. We're gonna let everyone else catch up. I feel really good, even though my belly's still super full. But we're gonna sit down and rest. The temperature's awesome. The rain stopped, and we are 1.6 miles from 1900. I'm getting really excited right now as this hits me. We could cross into Maine today. At the latest tomorrow, but we'll see how today goes. This is pretty wild.
Okay, so there's no real view, although it says we're on the ledges. But look at this. Oh boy. Look at this. Here we have it, folks. 1900.
Miles since.
Springer Mountain, Georgia.
Yeah, baby.
Wow.
We're excited. Excited to get into Maine in 11 miles and finish this puppy off.
A quick update, the phone was charging, so I didn't pull it out, but major overgrowth on the trail, very few blazes. Not trying to be negative and complain, but I gotta say, as much as we love and appreciate New Hampshire, there have definitely been some stretches of trail that are not very well marked, and some stretches of trail that have been overgrown. So we just pulled the phone out because we wanted to make sure we were on trail. And we've actually done that a number of times here in New Hampshire. Obviously up on the ridges, it's well marked and there are lots of signs, but the blazes are sometimes far and few. And some of the trails are just so overgrown that you wonder, like, is this really the AT? So anyway, just making a note of that. We had a lot of that, some of that in Vermont and some of that in Virginia. And of course, because I love New Hampshire, I wasn't expecting it in New Hampshire, but unfortunately, there is some.
Then again, this isn't the whites.
We're on the tail end. Yep, tail end of New Hampshire, making our way out of New Hampshire.
To the border.
Super excited to get to Maine. So, anyway, just a little trail update. Here's how it's looking right now. We're doing some climbing. Later, before we get to the border, we do still have to climb Mount Success, which is going to be 1,500 feet of elevation gain, I think.
Yep.
So we got a pretty decent climb, one more mountain ahead of us before we get out of New Hampshire. But we're getting close.
Although, Mom, we do have a 700 foot push before that.
Oh, and a 700 push before that. Great. Two view. Probably. Hopefully it'll be nice. All right. I need to be careful here. So I should put the phone away. Plus it needs to be charged. All right, so I'll be back when we get to a view or something exciting. This is beautiful.
3-9.
Okay, here's the update. It's dark out.
Like it always is when we're
Getting dark. But we're on these trails because they're so overgrown. We've gone over trees, under trees, lacking blazes.
We're not the only ones that think this is ridiculous.
Apparently, it gets even more overgrown up the trail a little bit, so much so that somebody made a comment that they were so frustrated that they smashed a pole against a tree. Sounds like a little bit of anger, perhaps a little bit of trail rage. I think people are tired and frustrated as they get closer to the end, and New Hampshire's hard. And then when you're trying so hard and working so hard, and then you have to like climb over and under and around things, and trees are hitting you in the head and stuff like that, it just kind of adds to the frustration. So anyway, we unfortunately are not going to make it to the border tonight, but we are going to stop at a shelter that is under 2 miles ahead, and we are really hoping there's room for us in it. We're really needing to get into a shelter and get some sleep. So hopefully people aren't too spread out and we can find some space. So I'll probably just say goodnight for tonight, and I'll show you in the morning where we end up sleeping.